Another round of European football down, and 5 Scottish teams still remain, albeit Killie took a sore one to the knee. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. It's time for your European review show. Killie might have lost tonight, but they're still there. They're still in Europe. They're falling down the trapdoor, and they're now in Europe's third biggest competition. But hey, for Scotland, that's a win.
Third biggest competition, there only is 3. But it doesn't matter, guys.
Well, it's better falling out the Europa Conference League trapdoor, because then you're falling into a big pile of shite. So Killie are still in Europe, but we'll start with the Champions League, because that's where the big boys play, as WCW would say. Anyway, right, Ferencváros.
Against the New World Order, the New Saints.
The New Saints. They defeated the New Saints here, only by 2-1. Decent performance from the New Saints, almost getting a draw. That would have got Wales some much needed coefficient points, but it wasn't to be for the New Saints. Good news for them though is they will drop down now into the Europa League, and maybe the New Saints just maybe can do something in that competition. We also had Shamrock Rovers in action. They lost their first game by 2 goals, and unfortunately they also lost their second game by 2 goals. But here, 4-2 against Sparta Prague. It's not the worst result. I'm sure the better teams have lost to Sparta Prague than Shamrock Rovers in Czech. So, decent result there for Shamrock Rovers, scoring 2 goals against a good Czech Republican side.
No, absolutely, it's a good result. They lost 6-2, but talking about the Czech Republican champions here.
They didn't get embarrassed in either game, 2-0, 4-2.
Good.
It's not great, but
it's where the Irish League is at the end of the day.
Yeah, we've seen worse looking scorelines. And then the last one that we really need to talk about is Dynamo Kiev, who defeated Partizan Belgrade by 3-0, and that toppled a 6-2 aggregate, and it put it to 9-2. So a big result there for Dynamo Kiev, and the way they're playing. They've got to consider themselves favourites possibly against Rangers, because Partizan Belgrade aren't a bad side.
But could they be shit? Could we just be looking at this and be like, oh, Rangers are humped? They've scored 9.
You think Partizan Belgrade are shit?
Yeah, I'm confident.
Oh,
Big Robin. Robin proper.
I'm going to disagree with that. We'll have a quick look at the third round. We're not going to talk too much about this because it's for the preview show, but any ties there that stand out in your opinion, apart from the Rangers Dynamo Kiev one, obviously?
Lille Fenerbahce, that's a pretty big game. I believe. Well, Rangers, say they get past Kiev. I've seen it harder in recent years in terms of a playoff.
Yeah, it has been harder in recent years, but you also have some seeded teams in there as well for the Champions path. So who knows who Rangers can get, but for them, they have to first get past Dynamo Kiev. So let's move into the Europa League. We've done the match review for Kilmarnock. You can check that out on the channel. Unfortunately, Kilmarnock lost in Belgium tonight by 1-0, 2-1 on aggregate, but it wasn't the worst scoreline. They didn't embarrass themselves. They only lost by 2-1. So, it was a good showing for Killie. On another night, they could have possibly got something out of this game, but it wasn't to be. 2-1 overall. They got the draw in the first game, so that obviously gave Scotland a little bit of coefficient points. Defeat, not great, but you know what? We've seen a lot of Scottish teams embarrass themselves over recent years, and Kilmarnock certainly didn't do that, so fair play to Killie.
Yeah, fair play to Killie, of course. If they won, they would have got Molde or Silkeborg, and I would have fancied them against one of them, man. I really, really would have.
Yeah, I would have. And you know what? As much as I did want Kilmarnock to get the easier tie, because you want them to get through as far as possible, with hindsight, would you rather Kilmarnock be drawn against Ajax or be drawn against Braga and get that big match type of feel that some Killie fans were hoping for? I know some Killie fans were looking to get Ajax. I think they wanted the trip to Amsterdam or whatnot. But yeah, on hindsight, would it have been a little bit better to get Ajax? Or do you think...
it could have been, but I'm not going to pretend Circle Bruges are awful. They're not Ajax, I get that, or Braga, but you could have got some other Diddy team in here, to be fair. Yeah, I think Bruges was the perfect blend of a good team with a good location, but not...
still beat.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Kilmarnock didn't beat them. Quick look then at the Europa League preview for next week. So you do have the other teams dropping in here. Shamrock Rovers are taking on this team from Slovenia. No idea who they are. Can Shamrock Rovers get out of that, or is that too difficult?
I would I'd say that's as good a chance as getting out of something as pot. I mean, here.
Well, I don't know. The New Saints have got a team from Andorra, or is that Moldova?
Moldova.
Moldova, Andorra. The New Saints must consider themselves with a chance in that.
Aye, I mean, not favourites. Moldovan League's not that bad, but yeah, I mean, here, real opportunity for Shamrock Rovers or New Saints to guarantee themselves Europa Conference League football.
Yeah, so, well, not really.
Well, if they win that, they guarantee them it.
Well, is that true?
Sure, if they go through this.
No, I had to go. Yeah, that's actually right. So fair enough.
Is that true? No, I made it up. No, of course it's right.
It's true, guys. It's all true. You've heard it here first. It's true. Right, Conference League then, Larne and Helsinki got a bye. None of the other teams that we care about are playing in the championship round. The non-championship round, though, obviously, first up we have St Mirren. We've already spoke about it on the channel. 4-1, fantastic win over Fallour. Nothing else really to add, but St Mirren getting a great victory for Scottish football tonight, so happy with that.
Yeah, happy with that. Let's move on to the next one.
We have, where are they? St Pat's. They have 2-2 draw away from home in Liechtenstein. I thought they would, I think I predicted them to lose 2-1 and still go through, but they got a 2-2 draw. Decent there for Ireland, getting a win and then a draw. Pretty good for the Irish coefficient. Let's move on to Wales now, and this really isn't a surprise. Legia Warsaw defeated Carnarvon Town in Wales tonight by 5-0. It was 11-0 on aggregate. Honestly, the Welsh team fucking sucks. Other than the New Saints, just I mean, unless you're playing Killie after Steve Clarke has left, then you've got no chance.
Yeah, I mean, look at who they're comparable to.
San Marino.
La Florita and Bruno's Magpies.
At least they scored a goal.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
It's awful. It's awful. There's nothing else.
And it's not, you can't really argue, well, San Marino were against a lesser team, because that Istanbul side are pretty good.
Yeah, Legia Warsaw's a good team, not denying that.
No, but I'd probably put that Istanbul above them.
Yeah, I would, aye.
Anyway, anyone else here?
Yeah, 12-3.
I'm sure you remember them. Progress
aye, that's plenty.
Luxembourg side's not doing that great here. Any other? We've got Clifton, Phil.
Clifton, that's disappointing.
2-0 defeat to Oda, and I believe that is the last non-Irish team, unless they drop into the. This is the Conference League, so they're dropping out completely.
Look at that.
Shelbourne got a draw.
That's mad.
That's actually a really good result, and again another good result for Irish football, and that will help them get up the coefficients, and the more your coefficients go up, the better ranked you are in these qualifying rounds, and the easier it makes it for you to actually have a chance of getting into the group. So yeah, even though Shelbourne were out, that's a big result for Irish football tonight, that draw. So yeah, no doubt about it. Anything else in here? Not really.
No.
That's it.
That is it. Conference League wrapped up. It's time to look at some tasty matches for the next round.
Next round, we are going to have Larne versus Balakani from Kosovo. Can they beat them? Can Larne get past Kosovo's Balkani? I don't know.
I mean, it's a favourable enough tie.
It is favourable enough. We'll find out whether they could do it. Kilmarnock are taking on Tromoso. We've got St Pat's taking on Azerbaijan side Sabah. I mean, that seems like a decent tie for St Patrick's. I'd have to imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I'd fancy them probably against them. You look at St Mirren and Kilmarnock, both Norwegian teams, Brann and Tromsø.
It's going to be Scotland versus Norway. We know how that turned out when we got them in the qualifiers. Big alien head Haaland was sent home. He never got to go to the Euros, but I mean, with hindsight, fuck.
Maybe we've been as well going it.
We've been as well giving Haaland our ticket there. But, I mean, we could probably have Haaland and Steve Clarke would bring him on in the 90th minutes. What difference would it fucking make? Anyway, I'm not here to bash Steve Clarke, and the playoff round will obviously... I mean, look at some of the teams in the playoff round for this Conference League. I mean, if Kilmarnock and St Mirren do make it through, they could be getting the likes of Chelsea.
Wait, Chelsea are in the playoff round?
Yes, Fiorentina.
How's that worked it?
Real Betis. I mean, there's some top teams here. Now, Cercle Bruges are high enough to be seeded. That's kind of, that's a big deal. Could Kilmarnock have stole their ranking? I doubt it.
I think this is wrong. I think if you scroll up, it'll say what the playoff round is.
No, it's the playoff round.
So, wait, seriously, Chelsea are actually going to have to play 2 games just to get in it?
Well, 2 games, 1 round.
That's mental.
How's it mental?
Wait, when have the top 5 leagues ever had to play playoff rounds? It's been a while.
No, for this one you do. They've always been in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's why the other top leagues are in there.
Wait,
Fiorentina, Real Betis,
is that like
and
when Villa
Hoffenheim.
played Hibs?
Oh, yeah, just like last year.
That's mad. That's mental.
Anyway, I think your memory's mental, but there you can see that is the fixtures. Right, let's look at the coefficient now. Let's see what damage has been done. So, in the Welsh League, TNS, still in it. The New Saints, like I said, they did have an improvement tonight, but they still got beat. You can see they're still sitting on 1,000 points. Not great. This year, they're losing 1,000, but currently they're adding 1,000. So if they pick up nothing else, they will have just held steady from what they're losing 5 years ago. So, I mean, at the moment, Wales can only gain. They can only improve their coefficient points, but they're relying on TNS to do something. And I mean, to be honest, that's the team that they're relying on anyway. So, what difference does that make? Right, moving on to Northern Ireland, and Larne, the only team remaining. Northern Ireland currently sitting on 0.5 coefficient points, but they're losing 2.3. So we could see Northern Ireland drop down the coefficient table massively here. Larne, the only team remaining, and it's been really, really poor when you look at it from a Northern Ireland perspective. Just that their teams have sucked, quite frankly. They didn't get past any round.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good. Larne, I think there's half a chance for Larne.
No Northern Ireland team has advanced past a round, so that is awful.
That is awful. You need your teams to advance to get something.
Yeah, so just not good enough. I mean, Larne obviously are still in it because they've dropped down a competition, but both games they've played, they've lost, and I wouldn't really fancy their chances, to be honest, of picking up a win, but can't remember who they're against. I think it's that team from Kosovo. Could they get past? I mean, possibly, but we'll see. Ireland, you can see they've already added 1.5 and they're losing 1.25. So they've gained already, and they still have two teams in the competition, Shamrock Rovers and St. Pat's. So Ireland could be adding even more coefficient points, and it looks like they're going to have a decent campaign this time around. Could we see an Irish team potentially get into playoffs? I mean, maybe. We'll have to wait and see, but they've done okay. Maybe you could argue Derry City haven't been that great, but even they got a win, so they picked up 1 point.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this and you can clearly see that this league is better than the other two leagues we've just looked at. I think the coefficients do tell a lot of truth.
Yeah, they do. And Ireland are improving their coefficient right now. They're sitting on 11.125. Northern Ireland are sitting on 7.333, and Wales are sitting on 5.792. So yeah, you can see that Ireland are the best at those three. Now moving on to Scotland, we're sitting on 26.7, and you can see tonight that win for St Mirren gives them 1.5 in the coefficient. Unfortunately, Kilmarnock didn't gain anything, but we've still got 5 teams in the competition. Right now, we're sitting on 0.4, which isn't great, but we've still got the 3 big clubs to play, and hopefully they can start racking up points.
Throw yourself in there with the old firm,
Of course. Now, we are losing 9.7. That's a big loss for us, and yeah, we're going to need a really good season if we are to, match that 9.7, because that's a lot of coefficient points.
Yeah. It's probably one of those ones where you would actually need Rangers to actually not get into the Champions League if you want to match it. I mean, Celtic, they can continue their form, but I mean, I'm a betting man. I would not bet on that being matched or beaten. Not a chance.
No, probably not a chance. So anyway, guys, there you go. That is it. We'll catch you in the next one. I mean, why not? Unless you want to have a quick look here at see what we did last year in terms of the rankings. So,
we're dropping down to 17th, man. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's not great. So let's get to the country rankings. Last year we did 6.4. The 2022-2023 season is killing us.
Yep.
That is really killing us. So we're losing this. This is what we're losing. This 9.75. And that's the best we've done in the past 5 seasons. We're losing our best coefficient. I think that was the season where Celtic and Rangers both made it into the knockout stages of the Europa League.
But that's what you need, man. Rangers have carried it for too long.
Yeah, I think, was that the season for Celtic beat Napoli back-to-back? Lazio beat them in both games. That was a good season for Scotland. They need that again. And you can see the last couple of seasons where we've had teams in the guaranteed group state, you would have expected those seasons to be better, but I mean, they haven't really. The 2022-2023 one absolutely sucked. So yeah, 3 teams again in group stage competition. I think we need Celtic, Rangers and Hearts to step up, because repeating this is going to be difficult. And if we don't repeat that, then, we're just going to drop down. And then we're going to lose the privileges that we have right now. And that includes getting a guaranteed team in the Champions League group stages. That includes the second place team in the Champions League qualifiers and not the Europa League qualifiers. And it also includes the third place team getting some form of group stage football as well. I've enjoyed that the last few seasons. I don't want to lose it anytime soon, so we need to step up this year.
We do need to step up.
It's now or never.
It is now or never. You look at it though, I mean, the next couple of years we're losing a lot comparative to teams around us, or nations around us, so it's all over.
Yeah, we need consistent, because the last couple of seasons haven't been good enough. Anyway, guys, that's it. Any thoughts?
I was going to say, you could be looking at, until we lose the really poor season with the 3.5, that could be the next time we get back up.
Yeah, no, it could be. And obviously, I mean, once you drop down and you're entering an earlier in the competitions, you should be against lesser teams. So, in a weird way, it's kind of easier to earn more coefficient points the lower you're down, because you're coming in earlier rounds and getting a lot more winnable games. But we don't want to drop down just so we can get back up. We want to stay where we are.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can improve, guys. And we need some big performances ahead of us. And I think the 5 teams that we've got, I think we've got the best 5 teams in the competitions for us to get what we need.
How is Russia getting coefficient points every year, by the way?
Well, they're getting 4 point. I don't know how that works, to be fair. But they are dropping down, and at this rate, it looks like they're going to continue to get 4.333 for whatever reason. So,
which is going to smoke most nations.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. So, Russia not even been in it. They're going to probably stay, above 4.3. I'll probably keep them a bit where they are. Can't imagine they're going to drop much lower than that. Anyway, guys, that is it. We will catch you in the next one. I mean, unless they're froze, or
it could be that.
Maybe they've frozen it, so you just get 4 point. I don't know. Anyway, guys, that's it. Catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.